Welcome to MQuestTV, and I'm your host, Mimi. We welcome Mark Eadicicco as he celebrates his 10th anniversary as the proud proprietor of Practical Magick here on Staten Island. Mark is a Wiccan High Priest and offers his extensive abilities as a psychic and medium for readings and consultations.
I want people to understand that you can't just light a candle and boom, you're going to get what you want. It takes a while. It's divine timing. It's not our timing. Mm-hmm. So don't let, people fool you and say, oh, it's going to be 1, 2, 3. It's not. Right. It does take a little bit of time. And also as a witch too, I'll go to Richie to help me out with my spells, because just like a dentist or a doctor, you can't heal yourself. I can heal everybody else, but you can't heal yourself. So sometimes it's all about learning lessons. Yeah. So sometimes we may, need to go to somebody who we're close to. Richie does tarot as well. Mm-hmm. And I'll ask him some questions and he'll help me out, just like I'll help him out. Mm-hmm. But it's, never do your own tarot cards or pendulum, only because you're going to manifest and see what you want to see.
That's true.
That's not going to help.
Yeah, because you need to have an objective eye when it comes to that. And you're not objective when you're looking at it yourself.
Exactly. You're going to see what you want to see.
Yeah. Now, you teach a lot of different types of classes. What type of classes do you teach at your shop? Is it just specifically Wiccan, or do you have other? We do have
other classes. We do a year-long witchcraft class, and that's for the serious practitioner, because it's a full year. But I also teach tarot, past life regression. With Halloween coming up too, I'm also going to do a medium workshop. Oh, that is an amazing one. That we did. This will be our 3rd year, and that's a fun one because everybody gets a message. And the funny thing is that some people won't even know each other, but the messages connect the people. I had one person who I actually saw a man standing on the right side of her, because to me, male energy is on the right side, females on the left side. And he showed himself to me as a priest. And I said to her, did you get now, of course, 9 out of 10 times, if you're Catholic, you're going to get married by a priest. But he told me that he was related to her, and that he was her cousin. And then he showed me a shamrock. And putting the pieces of the puzzle together, he was very, very Catholic. He just took a trip to Ireland, and it was her uncle that married them. So pieces of the puzzle all come together. That's why I write things down, so I keep track of things. Mm-hmm. But really interesting. Yeah, I call it. It's almost like psychic charades, because a lot of times, we have to put the pieces together, and the client must realize that you have to work with me as well. It's not just, boom, boom, boom. Mm-hmm. We have to work together in doing this. But 9 out of 10 times, my clients are amazing. My clients are wonderful. And they've learned to trust me. And I think by being here for so long and trusting Richie as well with the candle magic. So we're a great pair. I call us a dynamic duo. Yeah.
You need your cape. Well, you got your capes. What am I saying? I was about to say you need your capes, but you have them.
Exactly. And then we have the big witches ball coming up.
Yes, I want to talk to. That's great because you've been doing it for how many years?
This is going to be our 4th year, and this year it's October 24th. And all proceeds go to the American Cancer Society. So my mom passed from lung cancer. So I feel by giving back that not only is it good karma, but it will help people who can't get around and may need, extra money for cab rides for their chemo, and just, some people can't afford chemo. Some people can't afford, health insurance these days. So every little bit counts. We just did in, I believe it was April, the breast cancer walk. And I had T-shirts made for everybody, and it was that was a good one. I think they're gonna also do that again in October. They do it a couple times a year. But anything that has to do with cancer or charities, we're right there. So we'll do baskets for donations. So if anybody ever, and if anybody ever needs a basket or something donated, as long as they bring me proof that, it's legit, we're right there to help out. Because I believe that charities are, number one. And it also shows people that witches do believe. We do Toys for Tots at Christmas. We do the can drives for Thanksgiving. So, we do a lot of charities.
So what is at the foundation of witchcraft? What's the foundation of its philosophy?
Well, the foundation of its philosophy is do it that wilt and it harm none. Which means you can do anything you want as long as you don't hurt any other individual. And in cases with gossip, because gossip is a big thing, and people don't realize, when you're sitting around and you're gossiping, that it's going to come back to you threefold. If you do a candle for a specific love situation, you may get that person for a little while, and they may walk away from you. I had a client come to me one time and actually ask me to do a spell to break up a relationship. And I said to the woman, why would you want that done? Because you got to remember the threefold law. Because if you do that to this poor woman, the same thing is going to happen to you. And they won't need candles, because what's going to happen is karma. Karma will bite you in the butt all the time. I don't care how spiritual you are, karma will get you.
I'm surprised they wouldn't, do it in a much more positive way. Like, tell the universe to bring you the perfect person that should be
that's what I tell,
for you.
Yeah, that's what I tell people. I said, instead of doing something dark and something, because they see it on TV, so they think, like with the movie The Craft, and, and these stupid shows that they think that 1, 2, 3, they're gonna get the guy, and I'll always tell them, do something to open the path to get what's right and what's correct for you. That's with love, that's with money, that's with anything, job, career. Because, some people could work at the same job for 20 years and hate it. And they'll come to me and they come out of a place of desperation and say, I can't do this anymore. And I'll sit down with them and I'll say, well, let's try something where the right or correct job will come to you. Never leave a job. Never cut your nose to spite your face. That's even with relationships, or, let it flow and let it come to you. And then once you get it, then you can leave that job that you didn't like in the first place and see what happens. Everything is predestined. When we're born, I say that we're born with, a book. And everything's in that one book. And we just go chapter by chapter and lesson by lesson. And if we don't learn it in this lifetime, we're coming back to do it all over again.
As part of your philosophy as a Wiccan, how do you envision the afterlife?
Well, with the afterlife, it's almost like heaven, but we call it Avalon. And what that is that's where our loved ones go as well. Whether you're Catholic, Muslim, Jewish, it doesn't matter. It's just like a place of peace. So we will see our loved ones again, just like in this lifetime, our loved ones are still around us. There's people that camp out in cemeteries after, a loved one passes away. And I always tell them that's just the vessel that's there.
Exactly.
Their soul is with us. And you know what? I'm selfish. Sometimes, when something good happens, I want to pick the phone up and call my mom and say, I got a new car, or I had a great day at work, or, this happened or that happened. And people will say to me, well, you're so spiritual, you should know she's with you. Of course I know she's with me every day, but you want that physical connection.
Right,
sometimes.
Exactly.
So we're human.
Exactly.
Exactly. But by going to a medium and getting answers to your questions, because I'll never, when I'm in that room, I go in cold. I never ask a question. I tell people what I'm getting first, and it matches up. It's funny. I had this one guy that came in, and he was in his 50s, Italian. So I could say this because I'm Italian, so don't send me no hate mail. He's a real Goomba. And he was on the phone, and he said, my psycho wife in the shop is going to see a psychic. I didn't hear it because I was getting my cards ready. Richie heard it. So I get the wife in the room, and everything I'm telling the wife was for the husband. The husband's mom had just passed. And everything that I was telling her, she's like, this is for my husband. And I was writing things down, and I never do this. I said, do me a favor, go get your husband. So now I'm putting my foot in my mouth, because he didn't believe a stitch in mediumship at all. Let me tell you, I had him in there for 1 hour. He left in tears. In tears, because there were things that I would never be able to know about, even the hospital ride there. Things that he spoke to his mom about in the ambulance, because his mom was in and out of consciousness. And I even told him about a mass card. He couldn't find the mass card. And I told him, I said, you're going to find that mass card. Well, that night, after leaving here, he owned his own business, so he was doing the books. He opened up the books to do it. Her mass card fell out.
Oh, my goodness.
He calls me once a week. Once a week he calls. He sent his sons in, his daughter-in-laws, for his whole family now. But I find that so humbling, because he didn't believe in anything. And for his mom to come through, everything was for his mom. And I have about a 4-month waiting list. So I told his wife, I said, you know what? I said, I'll get you in next week. I'll stay a little later. Because the reading was for her. But apparently he needed to know the information more than she did at that time. So I got her in the following week, because, I saw the disappointment in her face. So we got her in. But for me, to see somebody, especially, in their 50s, that they grew up a certain way, not believing in anything, especially with mediumships or psychics, actually shake my hand and say, I believe now, and send me his kids to read them, outstanding.
Please stop by Practical Magick, the witch shop of Staten Island, and say hi to Mark, and peruse his full line of spiritual and New Age products. Don't forget to book your very own psychic reading with Mark Eadicicco. You'll be glad you did. There will be many more segments with Mark on MQuestTV, so keep watching. Please visit MQuestMedia.com, where you can find articles, special events, and our monthly internet radio show Hidden Mysteries with my co-host Reverend Maria DeAndrea.